Welcome to the Under Construction Podcast with me, Martin Williams. Here we talk about how to build or rebuild your life one step at a time. Let's get to work. And thank you for tuning in to the Under Construction Podcast. My name is Martin Williams. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. You may do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and SoundCloud. All the links to the podcast can be found at guidedexpressions.com/podcast with an S. Today, I wanted to talk to you about money is a byproduct. Okay, so a lot of people are looking for ways to make more money, and I certainly understand. As long as you live on the earth, you're going to need money. Money is like oxygen, right? When we pass away from here, we don't need oxygen anymore, but as long as we're on the earth, we need oxygen. And money is right up there with oxygen, as the late Zig Ziglar would say in his various lectures. So we understand that money is important. I don't really need to tell you that. But a lot of people seek after money directly, and they don't really understand how money is made, how money is generated, and how money comes into our lives in varying degrees, okay? So a lot of people will think, okay, well, if I need to make more money, I just need to get a job. And that's certainly fine. I work a job. Many people around the world work a job. And, that is one of the faster ways to get money is to work for someone else. But in cases when you can't get a job, or maybe there aren't a lot of jobs to be had wherever you live, what do you do then? Well, then you might say, well, then I need to sell something, right? Which, again, is one of the quicker ways to get money. You look around your house and see if there's something that you're not using. Maybe, there's a appliance or electronic that you're not using, and you may be able to go on Facebook Marketplace and sell it for $50 to $100, right? Boom, got some money now. But what if that's not enough really to take care of you and your family, right? That might be good enough for some pocket money, maybe even pay a bill, but eventually you're going to need to do bigger things, and that will require more money. So money is really a byproduct of wisdom. There's a scripture in the Bible, I should have wrote it down before I started recording, but you can Google it, where it says that wisdom in her left hand is length of days, in her left hand is riches, and in her right hand is length of days, is health. So basically, wisdom brings health and brings wealth, right? So the two things that most people are searching for, are pursuing in our world today, is more money and basically how to live longer, how to be healthier, right? Those are probably the two biggest, if you're looking at personal development, those are the two biggest areas, right? Any type of teaching that teaches people how to make more money and or live longer, they're going to basically do well, because that's what people want. People want to make more money and live longer and be healthier. So wisdom is really the conduit to get there. Now, there's two ways to get wisdom primarily, either through learning or through mistakes, right? So you can either learn from the mistakes of someone else, or you can learn them by yourself. And for some people, they choose to learn everything by themselves, and it takes them longer. Whereas people who are more efficient, I was going to say smarter, but people who are more efficient tend to learn from others, mentors, right? They tend to learn from people who have been through it already, and they know, well, I don't really have to go through that again because this person went through it, and they basically, they wrote a book, they did a seminar, they did a course, and I can basically take what they learned and apply it to my life. Now, I want to make something very clear. Wisdom is not knowledge, okay? Just because you read a book, it doesn't make you wiser, okay? The book is good, and you can't have wisdom without knowledge. But wisdom is not knowledge. Wisdom is knowledge that is put to use, okay? So if you learn, excuse me, if you learn how to trade stocks, right? If you read a book on trading stocks or you take a course on trading stocks, the knowledge alone is going to make you rich, okay? There are a lot of people who have a lot of knowledge, but they're broke, okay? I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but there are people who have PhDs who are working in places like Starbucks or restaurants, and all work is honorable and certainly not disparaging them in any way. But I'm pretty sure they didn't go to school for that, right? They went to school for English, or they went to school for, liberal arts or something like that. They went to school for something completely different. And I'm pretty sure they don't want to be doing that for the rest of their career, right? They want to be doing things that are in line with what they studied in college and graduate school. So wisdom is not knowledge. Wisdom is knowledge that's put to use. So if you take a course and don't apply it, then you don't have the wisdom. And then without the wisdom, you can't get the riches. Got it? So a lot of people are trying to seek after riches directly without the wisdom, and it usually doesn't work out. When you think about the lottery winners, 80% of lottery winners go broke. Okay? And I've seen that close up. There's a family friend who won over $10 million, and she was not able to hold on to it. And, in no way am I putting her down. I think most people, if they got that kind of money, would probably not be able to hold on to it because they don't have the wisdom to take care of that money, right? So, how do you get more wisdom? Well, again, you learn, you take the knowledge, and there's certainly a lot of knowledge out here, but then you got to apply it, right? So if you're going to take that stock market course, and there's some great ones out there, right? There's one from Chris Johnson, who is, a relatively young man who's amassed over $1 million from e-commerce and the stock market. So, there's a lot of good stuff out there. But if you're going to take his course, right, you've got to not just listen to the lectures and take the notes, but you got to apply it now. You got to take your money and then go to a Robinhood or a Fidelity or E-Trade or whatever and start trading some stocks, because that's how you're going to learn. You're going to learn from trading stocks. You're going to learn by, maybe losing a little bit of money in the beginning, right? Because you're going to trade small, because you don't really know all you need to know about trading stocks yet. So you're not going to take your entire 401k, hopefully, and go into the stock market and try to, show everybody what you can do. No, you're going to take a little bit of money so you can make those mistakes, and, you're going to make them small, but eventually you're going to learn what to do, and that is what's called wisdom. And now that you have the wisdom, you can go and make more money because you now own the knowledge, right? Until you've applied it and made it your own, you don't really own it, okay? And so when you don't own it, you don't benefit from it. You don't get the dividends from it. Like if I own a house, I get the benefit of ownership. I get the benefit of the increase in the price of the house. I get the benefit of, rental income if I have a tenant in there, right? If I don't own the house, if I'm a renter, I don't get any of that. I just get to live there. Okay, but eventually, because I'm renting now, eventually I've got to move. Like my family and I, we have to move. And that's just how it is, right? It's not happy or sad. It's just how it is. When you rent a place, you're there temporarily. Eventually, you're going to have to move. And in the same way, when you have knowledge that you haven't applied, it's temporary, okay? It's not to say that you forget it. It just won't benefit you, okay? When you apply it, it becomes something that's beneficial, okay? So wisdom is like an asset. I wouldn't even say it's like an asset, and is an asset, okay? Excuse me. The more you learn and apply, the greater the asset becomes. So if you are like me and you've bought a lot of courses, right? Because I love to learn. I really do. But I haven't finished them all, just being honest. If you're like me and you buy a lot of courses but you haven't finished them, they're not really benefiting you the way that they were intended to benefit you. It's only what you finish and then apply that benefits you. None of that other stuff is going to benefit you the way that learning plus application will benefit you. So my challenge to you is that if you haven't learned anything, is to start learning as far as like in the last, say, 90 days, right? Pick something and learn and then apply it. So, maybe watch a video on YouTube on how to make a web page, right? Just, put in YouTube, how do I make a web page? And then, do whatever the person's telling you to do, right? Apply it for yourself. Make your own web page. And then what you have is a skill. What you've just garnered is a skill that if you continue to develop it can actually make money for you. And that's how you make money. That's how you increase your financial life. You increase it by wisdom. You learn and then you apply. So you can apply that to anything. But again, knowledge without application doesn't benefit you. That's the takeaway from this. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in to the Under Construction Podcast. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll talk to you soon. Don't forget to subscribe to the Under Construction Podcast on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and SoundCloud. For more information on Guided Expressions courses and products, go to guidedexpressions.com/products.